Hey, what's up you guys, it's Caboose bringing you another Spider-Man Miles Morales video, and today what I got for you guys here is the potential confirmation that the Prowler will indeed be in this game. Now, before we get into everything, I wanted to ask you guys, of course, if at any point you enjoy this video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support and I would really appreciate it. So if you enjoy the video at any point, leaving a like rating would be awesome. And with that said, well, let's jump into this. Now, I want to give a shout out to the person who originally reported this. Now, while this information doesn't come from them, they're the ones who brought this to my attention. That, of course, being Evan Falarca, the founder of the Spidey Squad. However, the news itself originates from Marvel's Boost over on Twitter. They tweeted the information to Evan Falarca, and Evan was the first to report on it. So shoutouts to both of them for breaking this news because it's some pretty damn big news. So here's what happened. Najee Jeter, who is the voice actor and just the overall actor who plays Miles Morales in Spider-Man PS4 and then now Spider-Man Miles Morales, went live on Instagram and was seemingly recording some dialogue for Spider-Man Miles Morales. And well, the dialogue that Najee Jeter was recording looks to have Miles talking to Aaron Davis, of course his uncle, who we know in the comic books is the Prowler. Here's the clip from Najee Jeter's Instagram Live.
Ring, ring, and he's like, yeah.
Hey, Mr. Davis, how are things looking now? Hey, Mr. Davis, how are things looking now?
I like the A of those two. That's perfect. And let me get the non-exerted one because I don't think the next one is for a while.
Okay. Hey, Mr. Davis, how are things looking now? Hey, Mr. Davis, how are things looking now?
That's right. So through that clip, it sounds like Miles Morales is interacting with Aaron Davis as he's addressing somebody by Mr. Davis, which I assume is because it's probably Spider-Man talking to Aaron Davis and not Miles Morales. You'll also notice in that clip too that Najee Jeter is asked to do two different versions of the dialogue, one where he's exerting himself and one where he's just speaking normally. This is just something that Insomniac is doing to pay attention to that extra little bit of detail. They did this in Spider-Man PS4. If you're swinging around when you're on a call, Yuri Lowenthal's dialogue as Peter Parker will sound like he's exerting himself because you're swinging around the city. If you're standing still when you're on that same call, then Peter would be talking normally. So it's really cool to see that Insomniac Games is once again paying attention to that tiny bit of detail because it is a nice little detail that they've added in Spider-Man PS4. But okay, back to the topic of what Miles is talking about during that dialogue, addressing this Mr. Davis. Which, come on, we all know he's talking to his uncle here. I think it's a very safe assumption that Aaron Davis will have a large role in Spider-Man Miles Morales as someone who is both there for Miles because of the loss of Miles' father, and as well the main foe for Miles in this game, considering that Aaron Davis is the Prowler in the comic books, and I'd say there's a very good chance that Insomniac plans to explore that. Just as I said in my top 5 villains video, this is a character that needs to be in this game, and Insomniac would be missing out on a massive opportunity to provide us an incredibly compelling story, similar to what they did with Peter Parker and Doc Ock in Spider-Man PS4. I just wonder where exactly the dialogue that Najee Jeter was performing fits within the narrative of Spider-Man Miles Morales, because if it is Miles as Spidey talking to Aaron Davis, well then inevitably Aaron Davis as the Prowler is going to have to go toe-to-toe with Spider-Man at some point. Which then makes you wonder, is this specific dialogue potentially between Miles and Aaron Davis kind of Aaron Davis trying to throw Spider-Man off his trail? That could be very interesting. And honestly, overall, I'm really excited to see how the narrative in this game is going to play out. And while I understand and I'm expecting that the game is not going to have the massive scope and scale in terms of overall content that Spider-Man PS4 did, I just hope that there's enough story content in the game for us to be able to witness a full-on character arc for Miles. And with all that said, that's going to wrap up the quick little news roundup that I got for you guys. And now I want to kick it to you guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. What do you think about that dialogue that was being performed there by Najee Jeter for Miles Morales in this game? And what do you think about the Prowler potentially being confirmed for this game? Although, let's be honest, nobody's going to be really surprised about that. But regardless, I want to know your thoughts in the comments. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, if you could consider leaving a like rating on it, it would show your support, and I would really appreciate it. I'm Caboose, and you can click on screen to make your way to one of the other videos on the channel, or you can click my logo to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. You can also follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are in the description. Drop a like if you enjoyed, leave a comment if you have an opinion, and subscribe if you're new. See you guys later.